Have you ever found yourself trapped in the same dream scenario night after night, running from the same shadowy pursuer or desperately searching for something you can never find? These aren't random neural firings or mere coincidences. They represent one of the most profound channels of communication between your conscious mind and the vast, mysterious depths of your psyche. Carl Jung, the revolutionary Swiss psychiatrist who mapped the territory of the unconscious, discovered that recurring dreams serve as urgent messages from what he called your deep mind, that wellspring of wisdom beyond ordinary awareness that knows what you truly need for wholeness. The modern world has taught us to dismiss dreams as meaningless mental debris, but ancient cultures across history recognized them as sacred portals to divine guidance and spiritual awakening. What if your recurring dreams contain precisely the transformative knowledge you've been seeking through external sources? Jung's groundbreaking work revealed that these persistent nighttime narratives often arise when we've strayed from our authentic path, forgotten crucial aspects of ourselves, or stand at important crossroads requiring wisdom beyond logical thinking. The dream repeats because its message carries urgent significance for your soul's journey that your conscious mind continues to overlook or resist. Most intriguing is Jung's discovery that recurring dreams often contain universal symbols and patterns. He termed archetypes, primordial images embedded in the collective unconscious, shared by all humanity. When falling repeatedly appears in your dreams, you're not merely processing personal anxiety, but engaging with humanity's timeless relationship with surrender and trust. The shadowy pursuer represents more than individual fear, but connects to our collective understanding of confronting the unknown. These archetypal dimensions elevate recurring dreams from personal curiosities to participation in the grand human story of psychological and spiritual evolution. What would change if you approached your recurring dreams not as problems to eliminate, but as invaluable messengers, offering precisely the guidance your soul most needs? Jung developed specific techniques for decoding these messages that go far beyond simplistic dream dictionaries or superficial interpretations. Through practices like active imagination, dream journaling, and shadow integration, you can establish a conscious relationship with the intelligence behind your recurring dreams, transforming what might have been frightening or frustrating experiences into catalysts for profound healing and spiritual transformation. The wisdom you seek already exists within you. Your recurring dreams are simply trying to help you remember. Dreams that repeat themselves are not random neurological events, but rather deliberate messages from your unconscious mind trying to communicate something of vital importance. Carl Jung, one of the founding fathers of modern psychology, discovered that these repetitive nighttime narratives serve as bridges between our conscious and unconscious realms. When a dream persistently revisits you night after night with similar themes or identical scenarios, your deeper self is essentially knocking at the door of your awareness, demanding to be acknowledged and understood. The unconscious mind speaks in symbols and metaphors rather than literal language, creating a rich tapestry of meaning that transcends ordinary communication. Jung observed that recurring dreams often contain universal archetypes, primordial images, and patterns that are shared across all human cultures and time periods. These archetypal elements appear in our dreams as symbols that resonate deeply with our soul's journey, connecting us to the collective unconscious that Jung saw as the reservoir of all human experience throughout history. What many fail to realize is that recurring dreams intensify when we ignore their initial appearances, much like a friend who calls with increasing urgency when we repeatedly decline their attempts to reach us. The frequency and emotional intensity of these dreams tend to escalate precisely because they contain wisdom that is critical for our spiritual transformation and psychological wholeness. Jung called this process of integration individuation, the lifelong journey toward becoming who we truly are meant to be by reconciling the fragmented aspects of our psyche. The symbolism within recurring dreams operates on multiple levels of consciousness simultaneously, creating layered meanings that evolve as we develop greater awareness. A recurring dream of being chased might initially represent fear of confrontation, but upon deeper exploration, could reveal itself as the soul's yearning for integration of the shadow self, those disowned aspects of our personality that Jung identified as essential for psychological completeness. This multidimensional quality of dream symbolism invites us to look beyond surface interpretations and discover the profound spiritual technology embedded within our dreamscapes. The persistence of recurring dreams stems from the psyche's remarkable self-regulatory function that Jung identified through his analytical psychology. Your unconscious mind, far more vast and knowing than the conscious self, recognizes patterns of imbalance or unresolved conflicts long before they manifest as visible problems in your waking life. Like an internal compass, constantly calibrating toward wholeness, it sends these repetitive dream scenarios as corrective messages, attempting to restore psychological equilibrium and guide you toward greater authenticity and spiritual awakening. Emotional energy that remains unprocessed creates what Jung termed complexes, concentrated nodes of feeling and memory that influence our behavior without our awareness. These complexes act like magnets within the psyche, attracting dream symbols that mirror their unresolved nature. When you experience trauma, suppress natural instincts, or deny important aspects of your true self, these complexes grow stronger and generate recurring dreams as a compensatory mechanism. The dream's repetition directly correlates to the significance of the message and how desperately your deeper self needs you to address the underlying issue. The timing of recurring dreams often coincides with crucial life transitions or decision points where ancient wisdom would serve you best. Jung observed that these dreams frequently appear during what he called liminality, threshold moments between one life stage and another, where transformation becomes possible. Your soul vibration shifts during these periods, becoming more receptive to guidance from deeper dimensions of consciousness. The recurring dream acts as a mystical initiatory experience, offering secret teachings that conventional wisdom cannot provide and revealing hidden knowledge necessary for navigating these sacred crossroads. What makes recurring dreams so potent? Is their connection to what Jung referred to as the transcendent function, the psyche's innate capacity to reconcile opposites and create something entirely new. When properly understood and integrated, these dreams facilitate alchemical transformation, turning psychological lead into gold through the mysterious process of energetic healing and spiritual liberation. The repetition serves as a cosmic energy flow, continually presenting the same symbolic scenario until the conscious mind finally grasps its significance and allows the message to catalyze genuine inner change and multidimensional awareness. The sensation of falling in dreams ranks among the most universal recurring experiences, and Jung viewed this as a powerful metaphor for surrendering control. When you repeatedly dream of falling, your unconscious is addressing your relationship with trust and vulnerability, inviting an examination of where you might be gripping too tightly to illusions of security in your waking life. These dreams often emerge during periods of significant change, when old structures and beliefs no longer serve your spiritual growth, compelling you toward a necessary release that feels terrifying, yet ultimately liberating for your soul's evolution. Being chased in recurring dreams activates primal fear responses, but Jung recognized this as a profound invitation to stop running from disowned aspects of yourself. The pursuing figure, whether human, animal, or monster, frequently represents your shadow, those parts of yourself deemed unacceptable and consequently suppressed from conscious awareness. Your deeper wisdom knows that continued avoidance depletes vital energy and prevents authentic self-expression. The recurring chase dream will persist until you find the courage to turn and face what pursues you, initiating a sacred integration process that restores power previously lost through fragmentation. Appearing unprepared for an important test or performance in recurring dreams reflects deeper concerns about authenticity and self-judgment than mere performance anxiety. Jung observed that these dreams often emerge when we've been living according to external expectations rather than inner truth, creating a disconnection from our essential nature. The dream's emotional distress signals the growing gap between your public persona and your soul's purpose. Your unconscious mind, connected to universal consciousness, recognizes when you've strayed from your authentic path and generates these scenarios as spiritual technology to redirect you toward genuine self-expression. Dreams featuring inability to locate something crucial or reach an important destination contain ancient initiatory wisdom about the soul's journey. Jung noted that these dreams frequently symbolize the quest for the self, the central organizing archetype representing wholeness and divine resonance. The frustration experienced in such dreams mirrors the necessary challenges of spiritual awakening, where enlightenment cannot be forced or artificially accelerated. These dreams reveal the invisible realms operating beyond conscious control, teaching patience with the unfolding mystical process of self-discovery and reminding that certain quantum spiritual developments occur in their own cosmic timing rather than according to the ego's demands. The transformative approach to recurring dreams begins with what Jung called active imagination, a powerful method for establishing conscious dialogue with the unconscious mind. Unlike passive dream interpretation that merely analyzes from a distance, this technique invites you to re-enter the dreamscape while awake, engaging directly with its symbols and energies. By visualizing the recurring dream scenario and allowing it to continue unfolding with your conscious participation, you activate hidden dimensions within the psyche. This creates a sacred bridge between different levels of awareness, enabling communication across the veils that typically separate ordinary consciousness from deeper spiritual planes. Jung discovered that keeping a detailed dream journal accelerates the integration process by externalizing unconscious content and tracking its evolution over time. The act of writing transforms ethereal dream images into tangible form, providing a physical anchor for working with these energetic patterns. Recording every sensory detail, emotional response, and symbolic element of your recurring dreams reveals subtle variations that might otherwise go unnoticed. These variations often contain crucial clues about your progress in addressing the underlying issue. As Jung observed, the dream's imagery typically shifts in response to your growing awareness, offering feedback about your spiritual transformation journey. Amplification, a core technique in Jungian dream work, involves expanding dream symbols through exploration of their universal and personal meanings. When working with recurring dreams, Jung recommended researching the cultural, mythological, and alchemical significance of key symbols while simultaneously examining your personal associations. This dual approach reveals connections between your individual experience and the collective unconscious, placing your spiritual challenge within the context of humanity's shared evolutionary process. The recurring dream no longer appears as merely personal content, but as participation in timeless metaphysical truths that have guided soul development throughout human history. Perhaps Jung's most radical contribution to dream transformation was his insistence on physical embodiment of the dream's message. He recognized that psychological insight alone often fails to create lasting change without corresponding shifts in behavior and energetic patterns. For recurring dreams, he prescribed creating rituals that physically enact the resolution your unconscious seeks. This might involve artistic creation, movement practices, or symbolic actions that mirror the dream's central theme. By engaging the body in this process, you activate cellular memory and energetic pathways that support integration at the deepest levels. The recurring dream often ceases when this embodied wisdom has been fully incorporated into your lived experience and vibrational field. Recurring dreams serve as privileged windows into what Jung termed the shadow, that constellation of denied, repressed or unacknowledged aspects of ourselves that we have relegated to the darkness of the unconscious. These persistent nighttime narratives frequently feature elements that directly correspond to qualities we have rejected in our waking persona construction. The business executive who repeatedly dreams of being homeless may be disconnecting from vulnerability. The perfectionist dreaming of public humiliation might be suppressing their natural human limitations. These dreams persist precisely because the shadow demands integration for psychological wholeness and spiritual authenticity. The emotional intensity accompanying recurring dreams provides a direct measure of the shadow's energetic charge and its importance to your soul's evolution. Jung observed that the more violently we reject certain aspects of our nature, the more powerfully they emerge in dreams, often appearing as threatening or monstrous figures. This represents the psyche's attempt to correct the imbalance created through denial. What appears frightening in the dream is often proportional to how vitally that energy needs reclamation. The recurring nature of these dreams indicates that your deeper self will not abandon these disowned parts, continuing to present them until you recognize their value and purpose in your spiritual development. Shadow integration through recurring dreams operates through what Jung called the transcendent function, the psyche's remarkable capacity to reconcile seemingly opposing forces. The dream repeatedly presents the rejected quality alongside the conscious attitude, creating tension that eventually gives birth to a new, more expansive consciousness. This alchemical process transforms psychic energy that was previously consumed by suppression and makes it available for creative expression and spiritual growth. The recurring dream acts as a sacred container for this transmutation, providing a protected space where shadow elements can emerge safely before being incorporated into waking awareness. What makes recurring shadow dreams particularly significant is their connection to archetypal energies in the collective unconscious that Jung extensively documented. When you dream repeatedly of specific scenarios involving shadow material, you're often engaging with universal human patterns that transcend individual experience. The person who recurringly dreams of unleashing destructive power may be connecting with the destroyer archetype, which paradoxically clears space for new creation. By recognizing these archetypal dimensions, your personal shadow work expands into participation with humanity's collective spiritual evolution, transforming not only your individual consciousness, but contributing to the healing of ancestral and cultural wounds across generations. Jung discovered that recurring dreams often coincide with what ancient wisdom traditions recognized as soul initiations, pivotal developmental thresholds where consciousness can expand into previously inaccessible dimensions. The repetitive nature of these dreams mirrors the ceremonial repetition found in spiritual practices across cultures, where the same ritual gestures and sacred words are performed precisely to transcend ordinary awareness. Your recurring dream operates as a personalized initiation ceremony designed by your higher self, creating opportunities to break through perceptual limitations and access mystical states of consciousness that reveal your place within the cosmic order. The cyclical timing of recurring dreams often aligns with universal energy patterns that Jung connected to synchronicity, meaningful coincidences that reveal the interconnected nature of all existence. Many report that their most significant recurring dreams appear during astrological transits, solar or lunar events, or during collective consciousness shifts. This suggests that recurring dreams serve as conduits for cosmic information, downloading vibrational codes and sacred geometry patterns that attune your personal energy field to larger evolutionary currents. As interdimensional portals, these dreams connect your individual consciousness to the vast intelligence of universal consciousness, facilitating spiritual upgrades essential for navigating major life transitions. What distinguishes spiritually significant recurring dreams is their numinous quality, a characteristic Jung identified as the hallmark of authentic encounters with the transcendent. These dreams carry an unmistakable sense of meaning and importance that feels different from ordinary dreams, often accompanied by unusual sensory experiences like vibrant colors, strange sounds, or altered perceptions of time and space. The numinous atmosphere signals that the dream originates from deeper spiritual planes and contains metaphysical truths not accessible through rational thought alone. Your recurring dream persists precisely because it holds energetic transmissions that your conscious mind cannot receive through other channels. The transformative potential of recurring dreams reaches its fullest expression through what Jung termed active imagination, a meditative practice where you consciously re-enter the dreamscape to engage with its symbols and energies while awake. By establishing direct communication with the spiritual intelligence behind your recurring dreams, you participate as a co-creator in your soul's evolution rather than remaining a passive recipient of unconscious content. This practice activates dormant spiritual technologies within your etheric body, awakening capabilities for reality creation and energy manipulation that conventional religious systems have often suppressed. The recurring dream ultimately serves as a personalized instruction manual for accessing your innate divine capacities. Recurring nightmares represent what Jung called compensation, the psyche's attempt to balance conscious attitudes that have become dangerously one-sided or rigid. Rather than viewing these disturbing dreams as problems to eliminate, Jung recognized them as vital messages from the deeper self attempting to restore psychological equilibrium. The transformation process begins with a radical shift in orientation. Welcoming the nightmare as a messenger, bearing essential wisdom rather than an enemy to be vanquished. This receptivity creates an energetic opening that allows the dream's healing potential to emerge, often reducing its frightening aspects naturally as resistance dissolves. The emotional charge of recurring nightmares provides concentrated energy that can be redirected toward healing once properly understood. Jung observed that the intensity of fear or terror in these dreams corresponds directly to the power needed for significant psychological transformation. Through techniques like active imagination, this emotional energy becomes fuel for breakthrough rather than a source of distress. By consciously re-entering the nightmare scenario while awake and intentionally changing your response, facing the threat, engaging in dialogue, or expressing compassion toward frightening figures, you initiate neural and energetic rewiring that affects both dream patterns and waking perception. Recurring nightmares often contain what Jung termed the shadow, disowned aspects of ourselves, projected onto threatening dream figures or scenarios. The business executive who repeatedly dreams of being attacked by homeless people may be disconnecting from their own vulnerability. The perfectionist dreaming of public humiliation might be suppressing awareness of natural human limitations. By recognizing these shadow elements and consciously integrating them into your waking personality, you remove the psyche's need to generate compensatory nightmare imagery. This integration process represents authentic spiritual alchemy, transforming feared aspects of self into sources of previously unavailable power and creative potential. Perhaps most significantly, Jung discovered that recurring nightmares frequently contain initiation patterns found in ancient mystery traditions across cultures, challenging ordeals that must be faced to access deeper levels of consciousness. The recurrence stops when the initiation is complete and its wisdom fully integrated. From this perspective, the persistent nightmare offers an opportunity for spiritual advancement that couldn't occur through more comfortable means. By approaching these dreams as sacred technologies for soul development, rather than random torments, you activate their transformative potential. Many report that their most significant personal breakthroughs and spiritual awakenings emerged directly from the conscious resolution of long-standing recurring nightmares. The practice of dream journaling serves as the cornerstone of Jung's approach to working with recurring dreams, establishing what he called active receptivity to unconscious wisdom. By recording dreams immediately upon waking, you capture subtle details and emotional nuances that quickly fade from conscious awareness. With recurring dreams specifically, the journal becomes an invaluable tracking system, revealing minute variations between iterations that contain crucial information about your psychological and spiritual development. These variations often appear in response to changes in your waking attitudes or behaviors, providing feedback about your progress in integrating the dream's central message. Jung discovered that certain recording techniques maximize the revelatory potential of dream. Journaling for recurring patterns, rather than interpreting while recording, he advocated first capturing the dream exactly as experienced, including sensory details, dialogue, emotions, and physical sensations. For recurring dreams specifically, note the date, time, and any significant events preceding each occurrence. After recording multiple instances of the same dream, compare them chronologically, highlighting elements that changed or intensified. These shifts often reveal the unconscious mind adjusting its communication strategy based on your receptivity, similar to how a wise teacher might alter their approach when a student struggles with particular material. Beyond basic documentation, Jung recommended special journaling approaches for recurring dreams that activate different cognitive processes. Drawing or painting dream images accesses non-verbal, intuitive knowledge. Writing dialogue with dream figures engages relational intelligence, and recording bodily sensations awakens somatic wisdom. This multidimensional documentation process mirrors the dream's own multivalent nature, creating resonance between your journaling practice and the dream's communication style. For especially persistent recurring dreams, Jung suggested creating a dedicated journal section that becomes a sacred container for the ongoing relationship with that specific dream's energy and message. What distinguishes truly effective dream? Journaling is the practice of rhythmic review, returning to previous entries at regular intervals to discover patterns invisible during initial recording. Jung observed that recurring dreams often form meaningful sequences over time, with earlier instances containing seeds of information that only become clear through later developments. By periodically revisiting your dream journal with fresh eyes, you participate in what Jung called circumambulation, a spiral-like approach to understanding that gradually reveals deeper layers of meaning. This practice cultivates patience with the natural unfolding of psychic processes and attunes you to the specific rhythm of your unique spiritual development timeline as reflected through your recurring dreams. Throughout our exploration of Jung's profound insights into recurring dreams, we've uncovered the remarkable truth that these persistent nighttime narratives serve as direct communication channels from our deepest consciousness. These dreams don't randomly repeat. They persist precisely because they carry messages essential for our psychological wholeness and spiritual awakening. The universal archetypes, shadow elements, and symbolic patterns contained within these dreams connect us not only to our personal unconscious, but to the vast reservoir of collective human wisdom that Jung called the collective unconscious. When properly understood and integrated, recurring dreams transform from mysterious puzzles into powerful catalysts for authentic transformation. The journey of working with recurring dreams reminds us that the most valuable guidance often emerges from within, rather than from external authorities or conventional wisdom. By establishing a conscious relationship with the intelligence behind these dreams through techniques like active imagination, dream journaling, and shadow integration, we reclaim our innate capacity for self-healing and spiritual growth. This inner work represents a profound act of personal empowerment, reclaiming the soul's natural wisdom that various systems of control have taught us to ignore or dismiss as mere fantasy. Your recurring dreams offer a direct path back to your authentic self and your rightful place within the cosmic order. As we conclude this exploration, I invite you to approach your dreamscape with renewed respect and curiosity. The next time a dream repeats itself, remember it carries a gift of wisdom specifically designed for your unique journey. Take time to record it, engage with its symbols, and listen for the message being offered from the depths of your being. The transformation you seek may already be encoded within these recurring patterns, waiting only for your conscious recognition and participation. Which aspect of this ancient wisdom most resonates with your current life situation? Share your thoughts in the comments below. I'm genuinely curious about which part of this exploration surprised or inspired you most. Don't forget to subscribe to our channel for more insights into the hidden dimensions of consciousness and the journey of spiritual awakening. The next video in our series on Jungian psychology explores the powerful concept of synchronicity. Those meaningful coincidences that Jung discovered reveal the interconnected nature of all existence. It's appearing on your screen now. Click to continue your exploration of how the universe communicates through seemingly random events that actually contain profound personal significance. Until next time, may your dreams reveal their treasures and guide you toward wholeness.